Today on Fairy Travels, I'm here with Ezra Foxtale, and she's going to tell us all there is to know about Indiana and its secret fairy trail. Hello, my fair friends. I'm Ruby Ruse. This is Baby Bunny.
Welcome to Fairy Fortunes.
We have a very special guest, Miss Ezra Foxtale of Indiana.
Hello.
Hello, thank you
Hi.
so much for being on Fairy Fortunes today.
I am so excited. I've only seen this little pixie box thing a couple of times, and it is just amazing.
Can you tell us your story? How did you come to be living in Indiana?
It was in the transition between summer and fall in Iceland. Just east whirlwind just swept up the last dandelion fluff and then the first fallen leaves of autumn and just swirled them together, and poof, here I am. And my fox friend actually is who raised me, because I didn't know how to fend for myself. I don't really have any parents, and so a lot of the woodland creatures picked on me, the birds and the squirrels especially. So anytime I hear an acorn fall, I know it's them. Queen Odonata actually found me when she was traveling about trying to expand her fairy court.
Yes, you are with a trooping fairy band.
I am captain of the Queen's Guard in training.
A warrior fairy.
Yes, I have my hunting knife to prove it. But Queen Odonata found me, and then she took me here to the Heartland in Indiana, to the fairy trails.
Well, you mentioned the fairy trail.
Yes.
We are actually at the
Washington Township Park.
And this is a part of the Central Indiana Fairy Trail that showcases various different fairy houses. Children can walk along the fairy trails, they can discover the houses, and the houses, as I understand, have a magic code on them.
Yes.
That you can type into a mobile device, and then it will play a secret video for you.
Yes, there is a small little, I think it's called a barcode. Yes, a barcode. A small little barcode that is in human electronic speak. And actually, whenever they can scan it with their own human magicianry, that is a phone. Yes. Ha. It can be either tales of creatures that Odonata has come across, or I think some of them actually give fairy facts as well.
Oh, how interesting.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about this band of trooping fairies that you belong to.
So we have grown. We have all different sorts of fae. There is a Pillywiggin, and her name is Selah. She is the court's garden fairy. She tends to the garden. But there is a Silky, who just recently joined the band. Their name is Achilleus. And also there is a nomadic fairy that I actually came across in Iceland, and I forgot to say, Queen Odonata found us together. Her name is Ripsy, and she has become my fast friend, because we get into all different sorts of adventures.
If people are in Indiana looking for fairies, how might they encounter your band of trooping fairies?
We are the Enchanted Fairy Trail. We are of the Norsey Woods. We are the fairies of the Norsey Woods. I have a page on the Book of Faces under Ezra Foxtale, and you'll see my pointy little ears there. So if you would like to look me up, I would love to share some of my adventures with you. I have actually been cataloging a lot of the woodland creatures that I have around my little tree stump. We had some geese of Canada that were there raising their goslings. They just recently flew away. But we have some muskrats that I've been trying to catch pictures of, but they can't. They're too fast for me.
And you also have a huge festival.
Yes, it is at the Beasley's Orchard in Danville. Well, it was supposed to be before.
But next year,
Yes.
you're hoping for.
Next year.
May, if I'm not mistaken?
Next year in May of
2021.
yes, 2021.
May of
It's
2021.
It's so far away, but it will be here before we know it. But the Beasley Orchard has actually apple cider slushies.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Because the first year, the first festival of the Central Indiana Fairies was held in Danville. It was held at the fairgrounds, I believe.
Yes, the Hendricks County Fairgrounds. But
I was actually at that festival.
yes,
That was your very first one, if I'm not mistaken.
it was my very first one. I had so much fun. I got to meet a unicorn for the first time.
Yes.
Never met one before, and I met some mermaids
Yes,
there.
I was over by the mermaids.
Yes, so exciting. And we had a maypole, which we try to have a maypole every time we have a gathering. If there's enough room for it, the maypole is lots of fun.
Oh, how lovely.
Yes, yes. And then you have to drown out Queen Odonata, though, because she can be a bit
She's
pitchy.
feisty, that one.
Yes.
Feisty.
I have lots of fun playing.
If someone wanted to get in contact with you to bring the fairies to their event, let's say they're having a garden party or something, would they be able to do that?
Yes, absolutely. They can email enchantedfairytrail@gmail.com and Queen Odonata will respond. We are having a virtual festival August 8th and 9th. You can get more information at that at www.centralinfairyfest.org, and there will be links of the vendors who will hopefully be able to come next year, and you can actually buy off of, if they have internet access, you can buy off of their website during the
That's
virtual
incredible.
festival. Yes, very excited for that. And we have a game too. Yes.
Yay!
We have a game that you can play. Some trouble amongst the dragons and the fae folk. It is the patron's job to find who did it, and we will have
Ooh.
clues on the virtual festival for
Oh
that.
my goodness, that sounds amazing.
Yes.
That is very clever. And I
Yes.
think people will really appreciate that. It'll be something to do in the summer, even though they can't see you in person.
Right.
That is an incredible idea for a summer activity.
Oh yes,
And
definitely.
what would you say the age range is for that?
From age 2 and up. We love the wee ones too, but have to keep them away from Ripsy. We may try to put them to work. But the wee ones all the way up to age 12, 13, we even love to have fun with the teenagers with the maypole. That's lots of fun, especially when they're embarrassed. We like
Yes.
embarrassing them.
Teenagers actually love fairies. They just don't want to admit it.
No, they don't.
So tell me a little bit more about the fairy trail. Have you visited more than some of the locations on the fairy trail?
I have visited the ones mostly in Brownsburg and Avon. There is a park called Pakar Park, and they have a few fairy habitats there that I like to see the little ones adding on to them. It's so much fun. And then also at the Brownsburg Library, there's a habitat there. And Queen Odonata has actually been there a few times to read fairy stories to them.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Brownsville Library is the very first fairy habitat that was on the fairy trail.
Yes, the Brownsburg Library was the very first one, and it encourages all the little ones to just expand their imaginations.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that's really important. Now, you mentioned that you are a fairy warrior, and you showed us your knife. It is understood by many humans that fairies have an aversion to iron. That is true of many fairies, but that is not true of all fairies.
Very true.
Are you one of the fairies that is immune to the iron allergic reaction?
No, I am not. This one is steel, stainless steel, so there's no iron except deep within, and plus this is an enamel hilt, so I don't get burned by it.
Yes, because fairy warriors have been known to carry weapons made of bone and weapons made of wood.
Yes.
And those are quite proficient.
Very much so.
And what is your personal breed of fairy? What kind of fairy are you?
I am a woodland fae, very similar to a nymph, but I have wings. I've heard a lot of people call me a brownie, but I've heard some brownies that actually serve as humans. I am not one of those. I am wild like them, though. Really, no better descriptor than Ezra.
She is Ezra.
Yes.
That is her brand of fairy.
Yeah. Crazy, wacky self.
All the festivals canceled, and it's so exciting to learn that your troupe is going to be hosting a online festival. I think that's an amazing idea. Do you have like a message to the children to help them get through this remarkable times that we're living through right now?
So I try to tell everyone that we meet, especially with some of the human younglings that we came across earlier. Unfortunately, I can't really give them to you through the pixie box, but I can show you in my dragon's egg. I just had this egg for breakfast. It was very yummy. These are things that I have fashioned out of the natural woodland floor. They come in many sizes, but this is a fairy forget-me-not, and this is actually yours. This is called a fairy forget-me-not, and I have engraved my own alphabet, if you will. This actually means fae, and it is a fairy forget-me-not. So whenever you are feeling lonely and sad, just hold on to it tightly and grasp it closely to your heart and think of us fae, because we are always thinking of you.
That is a beautiful sentiment, and that is such an important message in these times, is that there's always something to look forward to. There's always something to wish for.
Yes.
So I just want to say thank you so much for meeting me here on the beautiful Fairy Trail.
We are in Washington Township Park. It's very vast and very woodsy, and actually, I think this is my favorite place to be.
It is lovely.
Yes.
And actually, if you want to find the fairy house that is right behind us, I can make a stop at the field house, I believe, here.
Yes.
And you can pick up a guide that will instruct you on how to find the fairy house that is here in this park.
Yes.
And once again, thank you so much for joining us. And I have a gift for you, too.
Oh, thank you.
I have some magical fairy stones for you.
Woo! I actually think I have some of those that I've made. This is sandstone. I have sandstone right here. I love them. Thank you so much.
And of course, I give them to the fairy that knows everything about rocks.
Yes. Haha. I make a lot of them. There's green aventurine, and there's tiger's eye, and then I have more green aventurine and jasper, and then tiger's eye on here, and wood. Always have to have wood right here with my tree of life.
How lovely.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. And is there anything that you would urge kids to watch out for, or people in Indiana to watch out for while they're on the Indiana Fairy Trail?
You were telling me about them, and it's a panther of some sort, you were saying?
Yes. Before we started recording, we were discussing that Indiana has phantom panthers here in Indiana. Phantom fairy cats.
Yes, I've only seen them. I never interacted with them. They
can be quite aggressive, actually.
Yes.
Very dangerous.
Yes. I was up in a tree whenever I saw them, so I didn't want to make my presence known.
Yes, they can get to be as large as cows, apparently.
Goodness.
I know. And they have been sighted here in Indiana. So thank you again, and
Thank
with that,
you.
my friends. Have a magical day.
Bunny Mom!
Hi, how are you? You look very handsome. I'm really excited that I came back here to see you. Look at you. You are the cutest little thing I think I've ever seen. A little tuxedo rabbit. Hi. Hello. Hello. Aren't you nice? Hello, you're just so handsome. Oh my goodness. You are just like a little panda with big ears. You are so cute. Look at you. Are you showing off? Yeah, are you showing off for me? Do you know where the fairy trail is? No? I'm sorry.